Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I will show you how we can conditionally fetch a value from a JSON response using JSON Extractor in JMeter. So let's begin. So I already have a test plan created with a thread group and an HTTP request. So this basically is an API hosted on my local. So when I run this API, it will return a response, a JSON response like this. Now suppose I want to fetch a user ID where the isActive flag is false, right? So how we can do this in JMeter using JSON Extractor? So if you see the first record, the user ID is 10 true 45, but isActive is true, so we don't want this. In second example also isActive is true, and so we don't want this. What we want is a user ID when the isActive flag is false. So if you see the third record, so the isActive flag is false, so we want a user ID for this particular record. So to accomplish this in the JMeter, we can use a JSON extractor. So let me add a JSON extractor under the HTTP request. So it should be under the post processor, and I click on add JSON extractor. Let's create a variable of name user ID. Let's fetch the first instance of the record which is matching, and if we don't find any record, then we should return like user ID not found. And now we have to write the JSON path expression, and for that I already copied the JSON response which is returned by this API to a site called jsonpath.com. So our response is here, and now we will write the JSON path expression over here so that we can see the evaluation results in this particular box. So how do we write the JSON path? So here is a little tutorial or a cheat sheet which you can refer to write a JSON path. So what we want is a filter sort of thing which will filter the isActive flag is false and then return the user ID, right? So here is a filter expression, basically this one and this one, and we will have to start with the root element for the JSON document. So we will first of all write dollar and then filter expression, which is basically this one, the parenthesis and this expression. So let me copy this and paste it over here. Now we have to write the filter expression in here, and for that the syntax is something like this. So add and then dot. So if I add the add dot, so here we can write the exact filter. So for our filter it should be isActive equal to false, right? So it should be something like this, right? So this is the filter that we have created, and if you see it returns the only record which has the user ID as false. Now we want to fetch the user ID from here. So what we have to do is we have to write dot and then the name of the key for the user ID, right? So this one returns the user ID which is having the isActive flag as false. So let me copy this one and then add it in our JSON path extractor in JMeter, right? So this one should return our conditional so this conditional expression basically should return a user ID when the isActive flag is false. So let me run this, but before that I'll have to add a debug sampler so that we can see whether the variable is being returned or not, basically the user ID variable is being returned or not. So I've added a debug sampler. Now let me run this script, and you see the HTTP request is successful, and if you see the debug sampler here, you see the user ID variable is set to 10 to 47, which is what we want to fetch based on the isActive is equal to false condition. So yeah, this is how you fetch the JSON value conditionally in JMeter using the JSON extractor. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, then please like and share this video with your tester friends and colleagues, and also subscribe to the channel if you are new here. So yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.